All right, so today we're going to talk about Desmos graphing, and the first thing we're going to start off with, we're just going to put an equation, and we'll just see what happens. Put the X there. Okay, so our numbers in this equation are really big, and so we can't really see where it's going to cross this y-axis here. So something really cool about Desmos, you can come up here and you can just change. So the x-axis, let's make it a little bit smaller. So we're going to go negative, let's do 10, and positive 10. And the y-axis is what we really want to see. So we're going to go, let's do negative 20, and then we'll go up. Since our intercept is going to be at 35, we're going to go up to 40. And then you can see here that we can see the x-intercept and we can see the y-intercept. And so if you just click, then you can click on them and you can see the points. They come right next to the line. You can just find the solutions really easily. So then the next thing we're going to talk about the slope of the line. And so if I put in here, we go y equals 3x plus 5. And we can just move that around so that it fits in the center there. And if we were to put in, say, the exact same equation, but we're going to put a negative in front of that 3, then we can see that both lines are going to intercept on the y-axis right at 5, because that's where our intercept is in our equations, but that one is going from this top left to the bottom right, and the other is going from the top right to the bottom left, but that they're still both intercepting at the exact same point because of our equations over here. And so the negative, it just makes it go from top left to bottom right instead of the normal way that we see them usually. So then, looking at this graph right now, we can see that there are two lines, and we can see the solutions really easily. So if we wanted to find a solution to a system of equations, let's say we had 4x, and we subtract, let's say 6. Once again, we can't really see up here where they're going to cross, so let's go back to our graph settings. We're going to make the y-axis a little bit larger. And let's look. We still can't really see them. Maybe we can just drag it over. Perfect. So then if we click there, we can see that our point where they're going to intersect is going to be 1138. And it was all made really easy because we just put them both into our graphing calculator here and it just graphed them for us. We can see both the intercepts here on this black line, which is our 4x minus 6. If you click on the purple line, you can see both of those intercepts as well. And we can see where they cross. So you can see all of these different points all on the one graph, and you didn't even have to do any calculating by hand. It just did it all for you. Then one final thing we're going to look at today, if we put in ax plus b, we can just add those as sliders, is what they call them. And you just drag these back and forth across the slider. And the different values will show you what happens to the graph of that line. So if you were to have a positive number here for the a, then it's going to go from the top right to the bottom left. And the negative number is going to go from the bottom, or the top left to the bottom right. And that's the slope that we were talking about earlier. So a is going to be the slope, and the different values of that show you the different slope that it can have. So then b is what we were talking about just a minute ago with our intercepts. And if it's a bigger number, it's obviously going to be above this origin here, above the 0, and it's above however many units is in the equation. So if b was 10 like it is here, then it's going to intercept right there at 10. And if it's 4.6, it's going to be 4.6, just like that. Same thing with negative. If it's negative 9.7, you click on the line and it's intercepting at 9.7. And so that's just a really quick overview of some of the cool features that you can use Desmos Graphing Calculator for. And I hope you have a great day and that you find a way to use this in your classroom.